Guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we are taking a look at the Tattoo Tarot, Ink and Intuition. And I originally found out about this deck through Simon of the Hermit's Caves channel, so definitely go check out his channel. And what I thought was unique is not only did all the images look really awesome and beautiful to me, but also it was like $12 and some cents, and I'm like, what? It's rare when you get a really beautiful, awesome quality deck for, you know, under 20 bucks. So actually this is under $15. So let's take a look-ski at this. First of all, I just want to point out about the box here. It's got this nice gold foil to it, which I'm digging. And, you know, as I'm looking at what I want to do for my own box, for my own Oracle deck, I also kind of want to do some of this gold foil. So it's very inspiring to me as well. So I bought this actually off of Amazon, and it wasn't shrink wrapped or anything. It actually just came like this, and at first I was like, oh no, but it wasn't damaged in any way, luckily. So okay, on the back, I wonder if it has it back here. Yeah, on the back here it has a price and it says $17.99, but on Amazon it was like $12. So you know, and then Simon of the Hermit's Cave, he also got his for 12 something. So yes, beautiful quality deck for, you know, not a lot of cash. Okay, so you kind of got this like reddish pinky interior on the top of the box. And then we have our little mini guidebook. So let's go ahead and take that out first before we take a look at the cards. So let's open her up here. Okay, so it talks about, you know, the basics in conducting a reading. How might you interpret the cards here? You know, I found the guidebook to be very basic, but however, I did use some of the spreads that were in here. So, you know, if you do end up getting this, you know, definitely check out the spreads. And what I like to do is take the spreads that I get from my, you know, the various little white books or the little guidebooks that come with my decks, and try them out with different decks. So you may want to go do that. It gives you, you know, some of your basic information on the major arcana and the minor arcana, and, you know, what the numbers can mean, you know, numerologically speaking. It goes into your quartz. And then a little description of each of the cards. So let's say you got the Seven of Cups, and it says, nothing is as it first appears. Fantasies, pipe dreams, unrealistic expectations, illusions, distorted reflections, corruption, desire, premeditation, plan, determination, resolution, courage, to move into real experience. So what I like about this, although it's very basic, is that it gives me more keywords. You know, and I'm always like, I always love adding to my little keyword bank that I have stored in my brain for tarot cards, for, well, at least the basics of Rider-Waite-Smith. So here we have the major arcana. And by the way, these are in color here. I mean, the guidebook doesn't have a lot of color, but, you know, there is some color throughout, and it does have somewhat glossy-ish pages. And there you go. So a little information on the back. Megamundin is a UK-based illustrator whose commissions range from illustrations for advertising, fashion, product design, and publishing to large-scale murals and tattoo designs. And then you have Diana McMahon-Collis has studied and practiced tarot for over 30 years, and in 2001 co-founded the Tarot Association of the British Isles. She has provided tarot talks and client readings as a consultant at Chapneys Forest Mere Health Resort, and offers a professional email reading service through her website via the Circle of Professional Clairvoyance. So little info about the people that created this deck. So let's go ahead and get into our cards. So looking at the box here, we have our cards. There's like the little ribbon that comes with it so you can easily take out your cards. So I'm going to put this off to the side, put my little guidebook in here, and let's take a look. So it has that same red color as if you got one of those like bicycle playing cards, you know, like poker cards. But, you know, obviously different design, which I really like the design. And I like that it kind of speaks to that, you know, old playing card, you know, style, or at least feel to it. It is off-white, so it's not bright white and red, but it's more of an off-white or an ivory and red. And if we get in even closer, you can see it's got that matte finish. There really isn't a sheen at all. It doesn't feel like it has a coating at all, but I know there sort of is to kind of protect your cards. And I would say that it's, oh gosh, I should have brought out a comparison deck for you guys, but I would say it's a smidge taller and a smidge wider than your typical tarot size. So, you know, it's going to be completely fine to shuffle. Even if you have smaller hands, you know, it would be fine. Okay, when it comes to cardstock, it's nice, thick cardstock. You know, you guys can probably hear it there. I'm like, click, click, click. But okay, so let's take a look at the cards. And so as you can see with all the cards together, it is a nice thick deck. Okay, starting off with the world, because I mean, like, why not? Let's start with some completion here. But yeah, it's definitely in that tattoo style, you know, and I like that old, to me this is like, I don't know, because I've had some gentlemen that coached me in track back in the day that had like the old school like sailor tattoos, because they really were like in the Navy, you know, back in like the 50s and the 60s. So like some of those old tattoos, it's reminiscent of that, but it's also to me kind of rockabilly, which is pretty cool, like rockabilly, hipster, like modern. Yeah, so I really do appreciate it. Yeah, there's a lot going on in here, you know, and of course these are pip decks. You know, the minors are pips, but I think there's enough going on in here. You kind of get the gist of what's going on. What I really like are the court cards, and I think Simon did as well. So I'm really loving it. And actually, because I have a couple new decks, I haven't worked with this one probably in a few weeks. And now that I'm looking at it again, doing this review, you know, I'm like, hey, gotta bust this out again. But yeah, I'm pretty smitten with this one, you know, especially because didn't cost a lot. Of course, you know, as I do this review, I'm not saying, hey, you should go out and buy this, you know, because it's really cheap and, you know, it's nice. But, you know, if you were looking for a deck and maybe you were actually looking to get this one and you're just looking at the cards. But mostly my reason for doing it is because I love the art, you know, and art comes in a lot of different forms. You know, some people do sculptures, some people, you know, create music, some people do body art, some people create paintings and, you know, whatnot. And so when you can take those different mediums, that art, and translate it into a tool that I love to use, which is tarot and oracle cards, or, you know, Lenormand, or, you know, whatever. I appreciate it, and I just want to show you guys too. And this is who I wish I was. I'm just saying. And I know that I think some people were talking about like the knights in here, like they kind of want to see them in action, because that's kind of what a knight is. There's a lot of action going on, but I kind of like the close-ups. I like the faces, but that's just me. You know, everybody's got their own personal, you know, wishes and wants for a deck. You know. And for me, hey, I've already created my own decks, and I'm just working on getting it printed, but yeah, so that way I can definitely have it my way, kind of like McDonald's, you know. Normally I'm not a fan of the hangman, but I like that one. And I'm just breathing in the artwork, y'all. I like it. I dig it. And if you have this deck, you know, let me know how you're working with it. Put that in the comment section below, or maybe you have some questions about this. You know, put that in the comment section down below as well. Be more than happy to have a conversation about this. Sorry, there's my arm. I was getting a little too excited. Things are going crazy. People are bumping cameras and all that good stuff. And our Six of Swords. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this together. Give it a little shuffle since everybody likes to see how does it shuffle. Okay, so me, I'm just a side shuffler, so I just go like this. I'm not really a riffle shuffle. I don't like to bend my cards really. Keep them nice and flat. Although if your cards do get a little curved, like I live in an area where sometimes it gets really humid and sometimes it gets really dry, so the cards naturally start bending. I just put it under a stack of a lot of really heavy books. Maybe you got some dictionaries that you know you're not using anymore, like you know the Encyclopedia Britannica. Just put it underneath there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's do a little reading for us. This will be just a little general reading. So let me pull 3 cards. Here we go. Okay, so we got here the Knave of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. So a couple of wands here. So what I right away what I was getting with the Knave of Wands and you know seeing you know all the flames and everything is like, you know how the knight usually just runs forward and just like it's like a doer. The knave, even having even less experience, is just like just trying everything, you know, at once. Wants to do everything now. I want to do it now, and I don't care about like me being tired. I don't care about anybody else's time. I just want to do all this stuff right now. So for this message, how I would read it is this Knave of Wands is like doesn't know exactly where to direct his or her energy. You know, it's like all over the place. So it's like, oh, I could try this and this and this and this, and just like you're like pestering all these people like, hey, you know, let's start this. And it's all these like projects that you know, little projects that are all over the place, like all over the board, and like they possibly won't get finished because there's so many and the attention is so scattered. So it becomes like this Ten of Wands card where all of a sudden like you got a million projects and you feel like you're being crushed under the weight of all these projects and passions, and it's like I don't know where to go. I got too much here. So with this Ace of Cups, it's just, hey, you need to you know, take a little break, put out some of that fire with some of this water, and just you know, tap into your own emotions, tap into your heart, and be like, okay, out of all these crazy projects, which one is really speaking to my soul right now? And that'll be the one I focus on. You know, maybe I can write down all my ideas for my other projects, but I'm not going to start on anything else until I see this one project through. So that's what I'm getting with this little general reading. So yeah, that's it for me, spiritual homies. That was the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition, and that was by Megamundin, which is the illustrator, and Diana McMahon Colas. So yeah, if you guys want to catch a reading with me, something a little more specific than this general reading, then go over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. I would love to read for you. I have a whole bunch of different types of readings, so you pick the one that best fits your personality, and head over to that KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. I need all the help I can get to help get my oracle deck off the ground, because I found out it's really expensive. Like I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be expensive, until you're like, holy crap, I don't know if I have that much cash on me. you know, but you know, we're still pulling it all together, and then I will be able to give my Patreon peeps some actual numbers so they can say like, okay, this is the number we're shooting for, you know, to help get this deck off the ground. So if you have any comments, questions, place that down below. And if you dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding, ding, ding notification bell for more videos just like this. And I will catch you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out!